What's up, everybody? Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you. We are just about to have Monday Night Football kick off in a little bit here, and we finally got our snap count data. So let's plow through snap count Monday, as we always do. So, total number of snaps on offense, let's start there 58. 58 snaps on offense. Not not really what we want. Not really as good as we're hoping. We definitely want to do a little bit better than this. There was a period of time where it looked like things were trending in the right direction in terms of the offense staying on the field versus the defense getting off the field. This last game, it kind of went sideways a little bit. We'll talk about the defense later, but 58 snaps on offense. Granted, it is the Browns. They have a great defense. I get it. It's not terrible. You could definitely do a lot worse. But 58 offensive snaps versus the number of defensive snaps we had to deal with was not what we were hoping to have in this game. So let's dive into it. You can see that running backs, pretty low usage on Kenneth Walker in this game. He only had 24 snaps out of 58. So we really wanted to take it easy with Walker. I guess it makes sense because the last 2 weeks he played a lot. And we know he missed a lot of practice this week. So we were trying to take it easy. No, I'm not against it. Charbonnet actually got more attention in the backfield in this game than Walker. He had 34 snaps to Walker's 24. So I don't have a problem with it for a week or two, for sure. And it worked. Both guys, I know it was a little inconsistent in this game, but both guys busted off big carries that were crucial parts of what the offense was able to do on Sunday. So I'm not against it. But yeah, not heavy running back usage in this game overall, both in terms of how much they got the ball and how often they were on the field. Nothing else for any other running backs, by the way. So pretty overall, just kind of low running back usage just in general. Wide receivers, DK Metcalf got 49 snaps, Lockett got 49, JSN got 38, which is exactly the same as he had last week against the Cardinals. So kind of settling in pretty nicely on a bit of a pattern here with these receivers. Metcalf is still less than 100%, by the way, even though he's not listed on the injury report. So I think that we're probably limiting his snaps just a little bit because of that. And it seems like we're working ourselves into a pretty good rhythm here where we're going to get JSN his opportunities, but he's not going to be somebody that gets the ball spammed his way 15, 20 times a game. So working pretty good here. Jake Bobo had 18 snaps, which is a pretty significant downgrade from the last couple of games, but makes sense because DK's back. And Eskridge gets his 3 snaps. Welcome back, D. Eskridge. Yeah. Okay. Moving along to tight end here, and this is also pretty interesting. Tight end usage was way down. Noah Fant had a pretty normal amount of snaps, 34. That's about what you would expect for Noah Fant. And he did make one of the biggest plays of the game, so Noah Fant did his thing. But Will Dissly and Colby Parkinson both had reduced snaps in this game. 23 for Dissly, 20 for Parkinson. So this is kind of interesting. You have to say on some level it worked, right? Because the offense was moderately successful, and it's not like Geno got sacked 8 times. No, he got sacked once the whole game. Honestly, we held up really well against a really good Cleveland pass rush, so I guess you can say that it worked, but this is definitely interesting, right? I mean, obviously, we're trying to focus more on our wide receiver usage now because we have JSN 100% healthy and we have the offensive line that can give Geno some protection so he can actually get the ball to the wide receivers. But this is a pretty significant reduction in opportunities for Dissly and Parkinson, who both had 0 catches in this game. Brady Russell had 1 snap at the tight end position as well, so he continues to get a little bit of action here and there, but not really any meaningful action, I guess would be the right way to put it. Offensive line got dinged up again in this game, although some of it was of our own doing, which I don't know. I don't really get it. So let's go through it. Cross, Lewis, and Brown played every snap. So the left side of the offensive line stayed solid. Cross, Lewis, Brown played every snap. Stone Forsythe played 32 snaps and played really well, but we gave 26 snaps to Jason Peters. Now, I don't think Jason Peters did anything wrong, but I still don't really understand the strategy here. I understand that you're excited to have Peters. You want to get him out there because he's been working so hard to get back into game shape. But we have more important things going on here than giving Jason Peters a chance to play a little bit in a game. Like, you got to pick. I'm sorry, you got to pick a guy and go with him. I don't think rotating offensive linemen is a strategy that works all that often. We did it okay last year with Haynes and Gabe, but that's because both guys were so lackluster, it kind of didn't really matter that much. We've got something cooking here with Forsyth. To my shock and amazement, he's been holding up at right tackle. I want to leave him out there as much as possible. Or, I guess, I want to go to Peters full time. I don't think the rotation thing makes a lot of sense. So, I'm not really feeling that, but that's how we did it in this game. Bradford played 56 snaps, got hurt for a little bit. Curhan took 2 snaps when he was out of the game. Bradford, by the way, probably should have been taken out for more snaps than just 2. He was very clearly wounded and trying to stay in that game to his own detriment and to the detriment of the team, but whatever. So that's what's going on the offensive line. The defense, let's jump on over the defense, 78 snaps. That's the problem. 58 snaps on offense. Okay, I mean, against the Browns defense, I'll take what I can get. But 78 snaps on defense against PJ Walker with a 3rd string and 4th string running back, like, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. So we have now played almost 500 snaps on offense, and just to compare, on defense we played almost 500 snaps. We haven't gotten to 450 yet on offense. So the balance is starting to tilt in a not good way. So something to think about. We need to keep the offense on the field in some of these future games. Give the defense a rest. So 78 snaps. Draymond Jones saw 51 of them. He actually had a really good game that I didn't notice initially watching that much, but as that game went on, as I looked deeper into it, Draymond Jones I thought actually played quite well. Jarran Reed played almost 60 snaps, and if you want to know why we traded for Leonard Williams, this is probably it right here. Jarran Reed playing almost 60 snaps in a game is not a recipe for success. Honestly, you're kind of pushing it having him play 40, but playing 60, you got to do something about that. Mario Edwards got 28 snaps, so he continues to be a clear second-tier defensive lineman for us, but still effective, still a valuable part of this defense. So Mario Edwards continues to, I mean, it's great value, right? Even playing less than 30 snaps a game, in most games he's going to play a little less than that going forward, it looks like. It's good. Cam Young, 16 snaps, so he continues to make small but meaningful contributions. I'm impressed with him overall. Miles Adams had 6 snaps. I don't know what happens to these guys now that we have Leonard Williams, by the way. I assume that Adams becomes a pure reserve. Cam Young might lose some snaps as well because Leonard Williams has played some nose tackle for the Giants, so he can blow Jarran Reed at that position a little bit. Or give Jarran Reed a blow, I guess would be the right way to say that. But yeah, these guys are probably going to lose some playing time, maybe all of it. Linebacker, pretty straightforward, although a little bit confusing. Bobby Wagner plays every snap. Jordan Brooks plays every snap except for 4. And then we have Devin Bush playing 1 snap and Nick Bellore playing 2. So Devin Bush is somebody that we signed in the offseason. Not a big contract, but we signed him. We played him in the preseason. He played well overall, I think, in the preseason. And now he's not even getting snaps over Nick Bellore. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe Devin Bush looks really bad in practice. Maybe he's still injured a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of weird how we've completely gone away from him to where we are giving snaps to guys like John Radigan or Nick Bellore over him. So, obviously, he's good insurance to have around in case there's an injury. Like, there's a definite real possibility that Wagner and Brooks don't play all 17 games this year, and then we're going to be happy we have Bush, but it's weird to me that he can't even get on the field over Nick Bellore consistently. So, I don't know what's going on there, but I like Devin Bush. I think he's been pretty good for us so far, the little bit he's played. I'd like to see a little bit more when possible. Edge rusher, Nwosu, of course, out for the season. So Mafe plays 58 snaps, which is tied for his season high. Definitely uncomfortable to have him playing that much, but it was a game where we just had to have We just had to have him out there as much as humanly possible, and he delivered. He played great. Darrell Taylor, 46 snaps, which also ties his previous season high of 46 from the Lions game. Definitely don't want to have Darrell Taylor out this much, but right now, until we figure out another solution, we just have to go with it, I guess, and we have to live with the results. It's often not great. He is still getting abused against the run, but he's not a terrible player. He's just a very flawed player. Derek Hall, 30 snaps. I think that's about as far as you want to go with him right now, given that he is a rookie. I think that's a pretty fair count right now. We might have to go up a little bit as the season goes on. And Frank Clark got 22 snaps. So we got a pretty decent look at Clark. I wasn't really impressed, but he's going to have an opportunity to show something in the next few weeks. I'm a little bit concerned about where this is going based on what I saw in this game, but we got to give him a little bit more time, I guess. And I don't think we're going to be making another trade at this point. So we're going to be riding or dying with Frank Clark a little bit here. So hopefully he's got it, because I'm not thinking that Levi Bell or Tyreek Smith is going to come up and save the day here. I'm just not believing that. Cornerback. Woolen and Witherspoon played every snap except for two. I don't know which two they missed. I'm guessing there were a couple of goal line packages or something where no cornerbacks are on the field. Mike Jackson played 2 snaps, so he has truly been reduced to a guy who just picks up whatever little bits left over, which is a shocking fall from grace for him. But it's the right thing to do right now. The secondary's playing too good in its current state to mess it up with trying to inject Jackson into the proceedings forcibly. Trey Brown, 43 snaps, so he played a good amount. I thought he played good. I'm impressed with Trey Brown. I think that he's doing his job pretty much all the time that he's out there, and you can't ask for more. No other cornerbacks played in this game, and that just gets us to a safety. All we have left is safety. Jamal Adams actually got a decent amount of rest in this game. He took 15 snaps off, so 63. Seems like we had him on a little bit of a pitch count because we took him out for a couple drives, but he did play most of the game. It didn't seem like it was an immediate injury that he suffered. It was just, we're going to give him a rest every now and then. Quandre Diggs played every snap except for 2. So again, kind of like Woolen and Witherspoon, I'm guessing there were 2 plays in there where we just didn't have defensive backs on the field. And Julian Love played 52 snaps. So in this game, we saw a pretty close to even distribution between Trey Brown and Julian Love. Whereas in the previous game, it was heavily slanted to Love. In the game before that, it was heavily slanted to Brown. So clearly this is situational, and I think you gotta appreciate that. I think that the Seahawks have a pretty good feel for the rhythm of subbing in their cornerbacks and safeties, and it feels like they've got their finger on the pulse there pretty dang well. So I like that. Seems like we are customizing our game plan for our individual opponents. So that's it for Snap Count Monday this week. There's some stuff to like. We got to balance out the offense and the defense over the next few weeks, or else, a team like the Ravens, like if you let them sit on the field for 80 plus plays or even 70 plus plays, it's going to be really hard to win that game. But yeah, we got some work to do, but it's all about executing on third down, which is an area that I think will get better as the season goes on. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Streaming tonight on Twitch. Going to do some random horror games for Halloween week. Hope to see you there. And yeah, let me know what you think down below.